Why are you just in the hallway? Beldine. The police officers in that group of delinquents who were hospitalized earlier have already been discharged. Normally, I'd schedule follow-up visits to check up on their progress. However, with the current highway restrictions, that's out of the question. As a doctor, I simply can't abide by these ridiculously irresponsible mandates. If they could only see how negligent they're being. They don't care. That's why it's a dictatorship. Did you hear the good news? Ilya and Inspector Donovan have both regained consciousness. It's been one piece of bad news after another lately. Hearing they've woken up was just the ray of light I needed to get me out of my slump. I'm so glad Ilya and Inspector Donovan regained consciousness. What a relief. Tio, my dear, is it true that you're going to be leaving us? Yes, I'll be going with the others. Thank you for everything, Martha. I hope I've managed to repay you for how well you took care of me all those years ago, if only just a little. No, that's all in the past. Don't you worry your cute little head about it. But remember that you're welcome to visit us whenever you like. Take care of yourself out there, all right? Yes, of course. I'll make sure that I do. Tio's helped so much these last few weeks with the hospital's machinery, and it's been quite nice having a chance to chat with her. Remember that you're welcome to visit us whenever you like. Take care of yourselves out there, all right? Okay, that's all you have to say. Where are Sarone and Mayfa? Here's Lytton. Yes, your post-operative progress seems to be proceeding without issue. If it were up to me, I'd discharge you immediately, but even if I did, I know where this is going. We're still not allowed to travel along the highways, right? Jeez. May as well stay hospitalized if I'm not going to be able to go back to the city. How are they getting food delivered out here? I didn't mean to go downstairs. I need to go upstairs. This was Fran's room. I don't want to interact with her just in case that progresses the story. Oh, is it already time for the nurse to take your temperature again? Come on in. Pardon us. Well, I'll be Bannings's hemisphere. What are you doing here? It's great to see you again, Inspector Donovan. And who do we have here? A lovely lady friend of yours? We could always come back later if you prefer a little privacy together. I finally wake up after being in a coma for who knows how long, and this is how you greet me? Adios is watching, Father Wazy. This is Farah, Inspector Donovan's wife. She has been staying here at the hospital to help take care of him. It's nice to meet you too. Thank you for always helping out my Donnie. Donnie. I've heard a lot about the SSS from him and Tio. You sound like quite a motley group. Oh, we sure are. Your praise honors me. I am not sure that's what it was. Good thing you two are here, because I've got questions. Brother, so do I. That need answering. Just what is going on out there? Of course. Let me start at the beginning. Retells the entire story of the game. Holy City of Arteria. Things are a lot more serious than I thought. The way it sounds, I'm guessing you'll be better off if HQ doesn't know anything about this little conversation. If you wouldn't mind. Well, it doesn't matter to me either way. I'm not the fugitive here. Fugitive? Never mind that. Inspector, has anyone from Crossbell City been in contact since you woke up? Well, Raymond did come to visit, and he told me a little bit about what's going on. From what I gather, the CPD's been consolidated into that new defense force as one of its lower branches. Their day-to-day is still the same for the most part, but they've basically been relegated to doing chores in the city. I assumed as much. That's the only way it could have gone, really, with the way the president set this up. But wasn't there any pushback? I mean, surely not everyone in the department's okay with this. Where's Dudley? I do not think Dudley is okay with this. I don't know about Vice Commissioner Pierre, but I can't imagine Chief Sergei or Dudley are fine with it. Well, just between you and me. It seems Sergei, Dudley, Raymond, and some of the folks in the Metropolitan Division are up to something. And what would that be? You didn't hear this from me. But they're biding their time, waiting for an opportunity to flip everything on its head. Sounds fun. I'm in. They're not the type to just roll over and take it all on the chin. Which means that not all hope is lost. Yes, revolution. So ready for revolution number 2. Yeah, but getting in contact is going to prove difficult. Let's just leave the city to them. We need to work on breaking this deadlock in another way, from outside the barrier. We're not trying to overcome the barrier. We're avoiding the barrier this time. Good call. You kids are fighting an uphill battle, but know that I'm rooting for you. Once I'm healthy, I plan to head back up there and give Sergei and the boys a hand. How are you planning to get inside the barrier? Honey, if you must. We'll let your colleagues handle it for now. You need to rest first. I'm not letting you set one foot out of this hospital until you've made a full recovery. Do I make myself clear? Yes, dear. I've never heard anyone talk to him like this. The inspector is no match for his wife, as I've come to understand. Love comes in many forms. I would say Donnie Boy is a lucky man. Donnie. Boy, though, I feel a little embarrassed letting you kids see me like this. Vera's had me wrapped around her finger since the day I put a ring on it. You two seem to make a great pair. Cute couple is how I would put it. Aw! Did you hear that, sweetie? I've always said you were cute. Ugh, does she really have to be like this in front of them and Raymond? I understand that there's a lot going on in Crossbell right now. But that's all the more reason for me to keep looking out for my Donnie. Someone needs to make sure he doesn't do anything reckless. Good luck to you. Well, whatever you kids end up doing, just be careful out there. Hopefully I'll be back on my feet soon so I can regroup with Sergei and the others. Apparently ambulances that are escorted can actually go in and out. That's true. I just can't imagine that they would put him in an ambulance to take him back to the city. That seems, one, like a misuse of ambulances and manpower. But why would you actively bring someone who might not be on your agenda into the city? There you guys are. Fran, I am not ready for you. I need to go see Ilya. Hey, Fran. I see you dressed for the occasion. Are you all done packing? You betcha. How do I look? I've missed seeing you in your uniform, Fran. Welcome back to the Force. I've missed it too. How do you get that little hat to stay on your head? Is it like bobby pinned into place? That has to be uncomfortable. Were you visiting Inspector Donovan just now? Yeah, we just finished catching up. Are you going to do the same? That's right. I couldn't just leave without saying goodbye to him. He saved my life during the raid, after all. I don't think I could ever thank him enough for that. We understand. You go do what you have to. We'll wait up. Thanks. See you guys in a bit. Well, while she does that, why don't we go check in with Ilya? Yeah, sounds good. Would the game have gotten mad at me if I'd tried to visit Ilya first then? Shizuku's old room. Oh, hi, Sayland. What's up? Dr. Sayland? Oh, good to see you, SSS. This used to be Shizuku's room. What are you doing in here by yourself? Well, she's a former patient of mine. I was simply working through some thoughts, such as how she's been since Arios McLean took her from the hospital. Now that I think about it, I haven't heard anything about her since that day. She must be holed up with the others at Orcus Tower. Having a patient wrested out of your care is a shameful experience, even if it was by her own father. Still, I understand that the circumstances were anything but ordinary, Arios having been appointed as the Secretary of Defense. I know there was simply no way he could allow her to stay here any longer, but it doesn't make it any easier to accept. I'm sorry, Doctor. No, I should be apologizing. You don't need to hear about my troubles. You've come to visit your friends, correct? I'd like some time alone, if you wouldn't mind. Shizuka McLean, I had painstakingly drafted out her treatment plan for the next year. No, this is the same. Okay. Anything else? No? Okay. Ilya time. Visitors? Who is it? You can come in. Why is your bed facing the wall? Hey there, Tio. Did you bring Well, if it isn't my favorite little guy. And you're Wazy, right? I'll chalk that lapse up to the injury. It really has been a long time, Ilya. Sorry for the sudden visit. I didn't know we were going to get the chance to come see you. Don't be ridiculous, silly. You three take a seat and make yourselves comfortable. You're welcome to help yourselves to the sweets that fans have been sending me. The cookies shouldn't be too stale, I'm sure. Cookies acquired. I want a cookie. I hadn't realized just how tight of a spot you guys are in. It's crazy to think how far Crossbell has fallen in the time since the raid. Yeah. No one would blame you if you thought you were still dreaming right now. The frustration of not being able to move my legs is sobering enough, thank you very much. If only I could walk out of here and see the state Archon Ciel is in with my own eyes. Hey, Ilya. About your condition. How's it looking? Oh. That. Dr. Salen told me that so far she doesn't know whether I'll ever be able to walk again. Though on the bright side, that means she didn't rule it out either. I thought that might be the case. Kia, if you can heal Shizuku's eyes, fix Ilya's legs. If you're gonna go be crazy for all of the people we care about. Oh, enough with the long faces, you two. Are you trying to bum me out? Listen here. If I become convinced that it's impossible for me to ever walk again, then it might as well be, right? What? This is no different than working the stage. I have a goal to pursue, the way I always have. So no matter how painful or hopeless it might seem, as long as I've got a ray of hope, then that's my spotlight at the end of the tunnel. So don't go giving up on me. I sure won't. You're really something else. Am I? I don't think I said anything all that out of the ordinary. Besides, I think that all of you are trying to accomplish... What all of you are trying to accomplish is a lot harder than what I'm going through. Is it? Put into perspective, it's hard to ignore just how difficult our path is going to be. Then take a page from my book and don't shy away. People will do whatever it takes to fight for what matters most to them. I think that's what makes us human, no matter how we may differ in strength. What makes us human? Well put. Though I'll admit, I'm a bit greedier than most. Good enough isn't good enough for yours truly. Still, I don't think I'm the only one like that. The same could be said of all of our troop members, including Risha, of course. Do me a favor. If you see her, there's a message I want you to pass along. What is it that matters most to you? Can you truly turn your back in the face of what you hold dear? Sure thing. I'll make sure Risha hears that if we manage to find her. I'll hold you to it. Interesting. Admittedly, I am worried about all my fellow troop members in the city. Then again, this is Archon CL I'm talking about. Knowing them, they're practicing just as hard as ever. Well, at least they were before I was put in jail. So what you're worried about is whether or not they're rehearsing? I'm certain they are galloping about in laces and frills as we speak. Ah, to be an artist. Plus, these are important years for Sully's growth in particular. That girl had better improve by leaps and bounds by the time I make my stunning comeback. She's a character, isn't she? The fervent dancer moniker follows her even when she's in no shape to dance. It would seem her role as the Sun Princess extends beyond the stage. I've had the chance to speak with her several times since I became stranded at the hospital. It would have been a challenge keeping myself together if not for her and Cecile. I'm glad they were here then. That said, now we're going to have to track down Risha too. Easier said than done. That's going to come down to Adios' will, more likely than not. Should we head back and check on Fran? Well, he didn't say it to us, but Sigmund said to Shirley, I forgot her name for a second, that Risha is in Armorica. So as long as we make our way to Armorica, we'll find Risha. Should we head back and check on Fran?
So
She must be ready by now.